Hey there kids, it's me, MrCreepyPasta, and this story is in collaboration with both AutumnIvy and LittleBallofGiggles. If you want to know what happened before or what happens next, check out the links that are in the description down below. Society's really come a long way. People 100 years ago would never believe we've discovered what we call the Backrooms, or that we've conquered it. I mean, not entirely, of course. There's no way of knowing how much of the Backrooms there really is, but regardless, we've established enough in those strange, liminal spaces to do what no one else thought could be. We're attending Behemacon, the first ever convention to be held in the Backrooms. It was safe, of course. Plenty of researchers and professionals had certain areas closed off to avoid people from wandering too far and getting lost. They'd also very clearly marked potential corners or spots on the floor they believed would be a danger spot for any unsuspecting cosplayers to fall through. Children were not allowed to attend at all. Now, I know you're thinking it's a huge risk, but I'd tell you of course it is. Everything humanity has done is a risk. Can't keep living in the past when our ultimate future is just ahead of us. I mean, screw living on the moon one day. We'll have entire neighborhoods in the Backrooms, and I intend to be among the first group of people to tell all the rest I told you so. Every con I went to, I always bought a print. Over the years, my walls lost so much space, I had to start putting them up elsewhere in the house. I was planning to buy the best print I could find depicting the Backrooms, at the Backrooms, and put it in my back room. If you couldn't tell, I'm a bit of a Backrooms enthusiast. Got my badge in a heartbeat, no cost too high to get me into the future. My friends, though, they needed a little convincing. May and Anna were massive horror fans, like me. But even the thought of crossing a threshold into the Backrooms had them spooked. We'd all known each other for years, though, bonded over every nerdy thing imaginable. Attending the first massive con in the Backrooms was something we had to do together. I knew they'd regret it if they didn't. Since the moment Behemacon was announced, I was on it. I'd talk of nothing else to them. Once vendors and guests were scheduled, I peer pressured the hell out of them, and eventually, they both said yes. Unfortunately, we weren't able to coordinate cosplays this time. I mean, in the past, we'd done group cosplays, like Scooby-Doo, Adventure Time, a couple of superheroes, and onward. But this time, everyone had their own ideas for what their first costume in the Backroom should be. I wanted to be a Ghostbuster, since I could make some funny TikToks in the atmosphere, play around with the idea of finding a ghost for the sake of the videos. Anna decided to cosplay Heather Mason from Silent Hill. And May was going as Alice from Alice in Wonderland. A strange group for sure, but I was glad that they were just going with me. We pulled our money together, booked our hotel, and picked our badges up on day 0. After enjoying some good ramen, getting a good night's sleep, we were off the next day to Behemacon. The building was so small we would have missed it if it weren't for the huge line waiting outside. Even the sign reading Behemacon was so small that it could have been glossed over. The fact that we were witnessing all these people lining up into such a small, single-story space got me excited. I mean, we were finally here. We were really doing this. After waiting a few hours in line, we finally made it to the threshold that would take us to another reality altogether. And when we passed through, I'd never felt so alive. It was everything the forums had described and more. Tall ceilings, fluorescent lights, wallpaper that looked like my grandmother's house, all surrounding life-sized figurines, booths upon booths, and other con-goers. Anna and May were a little hesitant to go in, but had no choice but to chase after me once I dashed in, phone in fist, recording every instant of my first steps. And the sight was a little underwhelming, if I'm being honest. This first room was just a large, empty space with people, but knowing that we were in the Backrooms was enough to sustain my high. I pulled Anna and May in and took a selfie of us. And then, we were off. We spent time filming my TikToks, and then Anna wanted to shop around while we waited for one of the panels that May wanted to see. The vendors were milking it. There were so many t-shirts of the Backrooms as there were mysteries about it. Artists drew varieties of fictional characters getting lost. They were artisan-crafted rings that told a little story with their engravings of one exploring the rooms. And May's deep dark brown eyes sparkled with excitement. She made the cutest little brunette Alice. Anna, on the other hand, seemed a little off from how she normally was at cons. Usually, she's right there with May, gawking at every piece of nerd paraphernalia she can. Now, though, she seemed slow, nervous. We walked through a large doorway into another section of Behemacon, which had more merch. And the next room over was when it started getting interesting. It was a cosplayer model's paradise. It's filled with sets behind every support beam of different scenarios for anyone to take pictures in. There was even one part that we thought was a set of backrooms, but it was just a legitimate untouched corner of upside-down street signs sticking out from the floor and ceiling. There were a couple spaces that had been marked with caution tape surrounding some large square holes in the floor. And for a moment, May and Anna and I wondered if some poor cosplayer got confused and thought it was some kind of set and jumped in, never to be seen again. When the time came for May's panel, we climbed up a flight of stairs and zigzagged down into another, and back up again into another room. This room resembled a large bathroom with doorless, empty stalls placed around sporadically. We each took our seats and began watching a voice actor panel, which after a long lecture and Q&A resulted in one of the voice actors proposing to the other, and everyone cheering as they filmed the first couple to become engaged in the backrooms. The whole thing almost felt like a YouTube comment section. Everything was the first of its kind in this place. The girl playing Miss Marvel was the first cosplayer ever to step foot in the backrooms. The panelists were the first guests ever to meet and greet their fans in the backrooms. The guy in the gaming lounge playing Phasmophobia was the first streamer to be streaming in the backrooms. Whether his viewers were able to see it or not was out of the question. We walked around and filmed for a bit for documenting purposes to put together online later. Anna had bought a shirt and keychain that read, "I survived." Meanwhile, Mary had bought a blushing body pillow of the backrooms, and I had my eyes on spare posters of the place. There are more of these basic posters all depicting anime or cartoon characters in funny or beautiful scenarios, but I had to find the perfect piece that depicted these backrooms themselves. We could have t-shirts, stickers, plushies, even body pillows, but no posters? What was I supposed to do? Buy a normal one?
Hey, Connor, let's go to the cafe. I need to chill a little bit, you know?
You guys go. I'm gonna stay and look at the art.
We can all help you look after lunch. Let's just not separate, please.
It's fine. It's all safe.
Please, Con. I really need to take a minute, okay?
I wasn't really hungry, but Anna hated being alone at conventions, even though May was with her. I guess the idea of being in the backrooms was getting to her, so I swallowed my pride and joined them. So, how you guys liking Behemacon so far?
It's fine. It's just a lot, you know?
I like it. It's like the biggest con I've ever been to.
That's exactly what it is.
Can we not mention how big it is? Oh, fuck, ouch. My wig's giving me some problems.
That's why I didn't wear one.
Is the pressure different down here or something? Anyway, no?
How do you know it's not up here?
Okay, stop. I'm actually asking. Seriously.
Are you all right, Anna?
Honestly? No. I mean, I'm super glad we came. I'm really glad we came. You know, I'm glad I get to say that I've been here, but I feel like the unfathomable can happen at, like, literally any moment, you know?
Do you want to leave?
Yeah, you know, honestly, I don't even really want to do the whole weekend anymore.
I was devastated. The con wasn't even over yet. 2 more days of con afterward. She couldn't just pull me out of this. I mean, she couldn't. After all, May was clearly having a good time. Anna just needed a distraction. Well, now, hold on, okay? We've got a few more hours left of the con for today. Let's go do more TikTok. Let's go watch some panels, get some merch. Then we'll leave, okay? We'll go straight home, and that'll be it. Let's just finish today. We'll ditch the rest of the weekend.
You promise, Con? We'll leave after we finish today. Like, that's it?
Of course. I mean, trust me. Years from now, we'll look back and say, hey, we went to the very first Behemacon. Some more shopping might just help you relax. Right. As I said that, our server arrived with food. It was surprisingly good. They had established a restaurant where the walls, ceiling, and floor were all brick, and the menu included burgers, pastas, burritos, salads. As I carefully observed my friends, Anna seemed a little more at ease. Gotten some food in her system, drank water, plus she'd removed her wig. May was as playful as ever, kicking her feet, doing a little food dance in her seat. After we ate, we caught a cosplay panel that was truly the worst I'd ever seen. May entered and lost a raffle, ironically enough to Anna, and we filmed some half-assed TikToks since we'd already done all my good ideas. We had an hour left of the con, and before I left Behemacon, I was getting a poster of the Backrooms themselves. The girls went off together after stickers caught May's eyes, so I was left to peruse as I saw fit. I went down every row, carefully assessing every booth and artist alley for posters. None of them had posters. And the ones that did only had fan art of their favorite characters, but none taking place in the Backrooms. So I started to rethink my decision on everything. I should have never started collecting posters. Instead, I should have been looking for keychains, stickers, pins, but I couldn't start now because that would be the weirdest addition to my collection. Came back to my senses. I'm not a keychain guy or a sticker guy. I needed a poster, damn it. Suddenly, a man sitting in the booth right in front of me came into focus. He was clearly looking directly at me and was miming, holding a phone to his ear, looking at me expectantly. Did I do something? I had no idea what he was doing. What are you doing? Ghostbuster. Oh, sorry, I was hoping you'd say who you're trying to call. You look lost there, friend. Got any questions? Actually, yeah. Do you sell posters? I do. You can see them right above me. Oh, sorry. Do you have any depicting the Backrooms? Oh, sorry, dude. I don't. Okay. Thanks anyway. Someone did come by that was carrying one, though. They did? You sure? Yeah. I feel like I've checked everywhere in Artist Alley. I haven't seen anything. Have you checked the dealer's hall? Attention all congoers, Behemacon will be closing in 30 minutes. Oh, you're a genius. Happy hunting, Ghostbuster. I couldn't believe it. I'd forgotten that artists could sell stuff in the dealer's hall too. Now I was rushing to find where it was and running through every possible place they could be selling posters. I felt kind of bad for not looking for Anna and May first, but I was sure they'd understand. I marched over to the dealer's hall and quickly scanned the enormous, sickly yellow room. I didn't have time to marvel at the stairs coming out of the ceilings. I had to remain focused and get what I came for. Some vendors were closing their booths and putting things away. Tons of people started heading in the direction I came from. I hurried through each row, wondering if my true goal had already been covered and left. I admitted that I was also getting a little anxious. So many people were leaving, and as much as I loved the Backrooms, I didn't want to get lost in them all by myself. I stayed a minute longer, swallowed my pride, and decided I should head back while there was a group to travel with. I'm sure Anna and May were waiting for me outside of Artist Alley, so I was sure to find them there. I know now, I never should have separated from them. The throng of people I traveled with past Artist Alley, I kept an eye out for my friends, looked around for a bit, and then decided to wait. But gradually, there was 10 minutes left to leave Behemacon. Then 5, then 2. I saw the massive wall panels in the distance starting to roll in closer together to close off, and I couldn't help but feel bad for Anna, who would have been terrified at the sight. Security urged me to leave with everyone and assured me that everyone got out safely. I'd find my friends waiting for me outside, but that was quite the opposite, really. When I got outside, everyone was leaving, and Anna and May weren't in sight. I waited for them by the women's restroom for a while, but there was no sight of them. I texted them, I called them. There was no answer. I waited around all alone in front of that little building. No one else came out. I think Anna and May got left behind in the Backrooms. I have to go back in. I have to. I have to go back in. Well, hey, it might not be so bad. After all, the Backrooms are a little more stable now that we're able to host an entire convention in them. As long as they stay in those areas, it should be fine. They could sleep in one of the panel rooms or something, and then we'll be back tomorrow for day 2. So right now, I'm going to go back to the hotel, order room service, get a good night's sleep. And first thing at the con tomorrow, I'll find my friends. I'll calm them down, drive us back home. Before we go home, I'm going to get my poster. Hey there kids, it's me, MrCreepyPasta, and thank you so much for watching tonight's video, or by listening to tonight's episode of the podcast, or by finding this in some other way that's not a podcast or a video, which I probably didn't upload, but hey, thank you for listening. And as always, I want to give a big thank you to everybody who supports me on Patreon. That includes everybody who's been waiting for me to update my Patreon, and I thank you all so much for being so patient with me. But especially, I want to give a thank you to Jordan Alexander Sanchez, Jakob Fenske, Stephanie Butler, Bobby Karman, Chance Burnett, Kraus, Tristain Pelton, AcidSystem, Adam Gerecke, Aeryn Stormcrow, Aika Limchoc, Amber Clark, Angelus, Atomaurus, Bastion Beefcake, Blue the Enigma, Brayden Morris, Broken Beast 320, Captain Scurvy, Caspian, Shelly J, Corey Kenshin, Cronut 509, Crusader Chocobo, Cryptic Nightmares, Curse Pots Primarch, Dakota Lane Whetstone, Daniel Polson, Darth Miver, Deleted Account, Dirt Diver 030, M, Esteban, Fester's Lampshade, Freddy Krueger, Gorag Trimagazine, Grand Moff the Milky, Hades Nephew, Happy Birthday Jason Wilson, Harley, Himbo Jerry, Horseman Sect Time, Insanity Gamer X, Jay Cairns, Jesus Cornell, Jordan Humble, Justin LaFontaine, Kaylee Ambrose, Kiwi the Sloth, Crazy Kid, Cryolinian, Lambda M98, Lisa Cottrell, Little Crow, Lord Life's Best, Lupita Galvin, Love You Eminem, Matt Bach, Melted Lake, Michael Allen Jr. Brashears, Mike, Mr. Marcus Blitz, Nate Cull, Nico Kayo, Psychomel, Red Shadow Cat, Rob Like Sharp Things, Samahai, Sashi Suzaku, Seclude, Stricken, Kali Sue, Tater Chip, That Creepy Chick, The Ginger Bros, Turtle Man, Voice of Sand, William King, Xavier and Cheyenne, Yargul, and Zachary Graphius. If you'd like to join this list of names that I horribly mispronounce, then please head over to patreon.com/MrCreepyPasta, or you can always check out the names in the description down below, or you can honestly support for even just $1, because it really helps me out when you guys do, and I appreciate it infinitely. So thank you all on Patreon. Thank you all so much. Thank you for watching on YouTube and subscribing and liking videos and leaving comments about videos that you like, or leaving comments about why I haven't finished the 4th audiobook yet, or leaving comments about new stories that you've seen and you'd like to see on this channel. And to everyone, sweet dreams.